Hello, welcome to Spy Money. I'm going to show you, this is a bot where I turned it on for historical, and it's using the historical data, which is not 100% accurate. So I want people to understand that your entries will sometimes be a little bit different in your exits. So there's at times, like maybe I'll take this one right here for instance. This one right here, it shorted, it entered there, and it exited right there. So this would be a perfect example of your entry may not have been up until up here, or it might have been down here. It may not have stopped out. When they're this close, the data will often not be quite right. So this may or may not have been a stop out. We don't know. And that's the problem with running a strategy analyzers, because the data is 100% perfect trade. So, it may not be exactly right. So I want to say that just to make people understand that, this data you can't go 100% by, but I just wanted to show you something, and it's just some things I'm playing with. This is using the coaster bot and also using it with the wildfire filter on here, and using a Spy Money, a 40 Spy Money bar on NQ. For the most part, it's pretty accurate. And when I don't have it on this chart right now, but we add levels and so forth. And so we trade to levels. So the bot is taking a predetermined stop and a predetermined take profit for the exits. Now, what we do is whenever we're trading, we don't just let the bot run on its own. We like to move things around. So sometimes, like if it's going sideways, we might take a smaller stop than a full stop. Sometimes we will take a profit target that's not the full profit target, but a smaller one. Like if we had a level here, we might have taken the profit target here, or we may have taken the profit target further. A stop would be no more than what the predetermined is, but often the stop will be a lot less. So, for instance, let me just find one here. See if I can find one. I was looking for, let's see here. And I'm going to show you quite a bit on this to let you see. Let me find one that I'm talking about here. Like this one right here, this perfect example. We would not have allowed this stop to go all the way up there. What we do is when we start seeing, we call it stacking. So when you have this area right here, we would have gotten out right here. Whether it would have made money, or made more money, hit the target, or not, we would have actually taken a small loss, a break even, or a small profit. We would have been out of this trade. So on this trade, we would not have lost this full amount, and that's what I teach. Same thing with this one here. When this popped in and then started going sideways, we would not have taken this full loss. When it started pushing up, our stop would have been brought up into here, so it would have been less money. So right here are three losses right in a row. This one, you might have actually made money. This one, you would have lost less money. And this one, you would have lost less money. So that's where the strategy analyzer messes up, because we don't trade 100% according to what the stop and the take profit is. So I often get people ask me, and they'll send me emails, and they want to see results on strategy analyzer and so forth. And we can't do that because we help the bot out. We use the bot for the entries because it knows it. So if let's say you're working somewhere and you're at your job, but you have this bot running off on another monitor, or in the background somewhere. When it enters a trade, that's when you got to step in and take control. And we teach you how to do that. So we don't want you to lose, a lot of money with it. And this one right here is, these three right here are perfect examples of why the strategy analyzer does not work, because we would not have allowed these full losses like this. It just wouldn't happen. So especially this one here. This one, when you start stacking like this, I mean, we would have been out of this trade and just taken, even if it was a small loss, we would rather have a small loss and it hit the potential profit target as to stay in this trade and have a full loss. Now, if we take a small loss, what you have to remember is there is always another trade. So this right here, if we would have taken a break-even trade in here or a little profit, when this is coming through, maybe you went ahead and put it, 3, 4 ticks into profit, and if it pulled up and hit it, you would have taken basically a break-even, maybe $20 or something. But $20 is better than this full loss. This full loss is going to be $140. And on this one, you're looking at you would have made up all your money here, and you wouldn't have made the full amount because you would have had a small loss here. And that's why it doesn't always work with the strategy analyzer. So I want you to understand that as I talk about this. But as you can see, it pretty much hits the target most of the time. Now we have this trading from 9:30 in the morning till 11 o'clock. And the reason we do that is because that's when this particular strategy works the most. Or I'm sorry, 9 o'clock in the morning till about 11:30. So that's what this is based on. And another thing is we don't just keep trading. What we look for is we want to try to get a 50% target. And a 50% target means like if you're trading one contract on NQ, it costs $1,000 margin. So we're looking to try to make $500 a day. And once you hit your $500 or close to it, say you made 400 or 450, then just go ahead and quit. That's your target for the day and quit. You don't want to just trade all day long. Now, that's not to say that you won't have targets in there that'll work because like this trade right here would have been $200. There's $200. Right here's another one. Well, actually, you wouldn't have got this one because your wildfire kicked me out of it. But here would have been another one. So, yes, it does keep on making money, but it's not that we want to make money. And a lot of times people will run, like we don't run it around the 8:30 news, 8:30 Eastern time. We don't run any bot during that time. So, and the reason being is because it's so much volume that comes in that the bot can't help, it just can't trade it. You can't do it. And you can't manually. I mean, the stops are just so big, you just can't do it. So, when we look at this, we have like this one here. Maybe the entry would have been here, because when it come in, it might have pulled back before it went up and dropped down. So your entry may have been here, and therefore it wouldn't have stopped out. So you wouldn't have lost this much money here, and then it would have made your full target here. You wouldn't have made this one because you would have been in the trade here. But I just want you to understand that this is how we trade. Now, as far as like this one here, with it going stacking like this, we don't like to trade here. And with it coming down like this and just going sideways, we may not have even taken that trade. So there's two trades right here that, this one you may or may not have lost money on if you took the trade. This one, probably by looking at this, probably wouldn't have stopped out because your entry in real time would have probably been down here. So it'd been a little bit lower. So again, that's how the strategy analyzer is not always the best, and it hurts. Sometimes it's just not good. But let's just say that you lost one here and you made one here because I think this one would have been fine. These would have canceled out. Then you'd had the 200 here, and you'd had a loss here. I don't think you would have lost as much. But this one right here, with it doing this right here, we know that our exit's probably going to be down in here. So you would have made your $500 right here if you had manually controlled it. And I'm sure there's a level that is right in here, and we would have traded down to. So again, we're looking for the $500. The bot works very well. And I'm going to show you, now that I'm showing you some trades and let you see how it actually works, we'll go through a few more days. This is 60 days worth. So over 60 days, this is what the bot was doing. So, when we have this choppy area right in here, would we take those trades or not? I don't know what you would do. This is 941. Most of the time when it gets about 945 is when the trades really start working good because between 9:30 and 9:45 it will cause a lot of chop like this. So it just depends on how you did it. Now we just let this bot run from 9 in the morning to 11:30 Eastern time, And we didn't look for the $500 target or nothing like that. Just let it run so you could see the trades that it would do. This one here's another one. We would not have allowed this full stop. When we started getting this stacking in here, this is where we would have actually brought our stop up to at least right here. If we brought our stop up to here, so there's 95, and so there's 5 points, only $100 stop that we would have taken instead of the full stop. So, again, I can't reiterate enough. This is how we trade. And, some days you're not going to make money. Some days it's going to be a loser. And maybe you don't trade, at the open. Maybe you find that you can do better from, say, 9:45 or 10 o'clock or whichever. But, we're looking for to get our 50% target. So if you want more money, then you add more contracts and you just kind of go from there. You're only looking for 2 or 3 trades, and that's all. And if you have a couple of losses in a row, maybe it's not your day. So I'm going to show you the strategy analyzer. And this is from day 1 through 60 days later. And as you can see through here, now this again is letting it just run. This day here, we would have taken our $800 and been done. I would say that out of this $250, I'm sure there was $500 in there somewhere. Just as well as this one, we had what largest one was 250. Let's see here. It doesn't really say in here what I'm trying to find, but as far as it had 2 trades, is all it had, and it was just a losing day. So this day was probably real choppy, and it lost $50. So it brought the day down. But when you look at this, it's just a matter of being a cumulative profit. And as you can see, it pretty much makes money almost every day. There's some days in here that lost some money, but I'm sure that if it probably hit your $500 target, and you could have got through that day without having a total loss. Like this was 560. The largest loss was 1,050 right here. That was a bad day. So, should you lose $1,000 in a day? No. You've got to have your risk management in place in order to know what to do with it. Also teach you how to look to see if you should turn the bot on or not. There's some days that bot should not be turned on because if in the last hour, if it has not been trading good to where you've been having a lot of winners, then you don't turn it on. You need to wait and see how the market is going to perform before you turn it on. And if it's showing that it's not really doing that great, then turn it off. And then as soon as you start seeing the trades to where they can, where it's actually doing, pretty good and the market's starting to move, turn it on, get your 50% and shut it off. We don't want to trade all day. Most often, for me, I usually am done within an hour a day. 30 minutes to an hour is usually about what I trade, and I'm done. I don't have to trade anymore. And now I usually trade. I'm usually up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 5, and Eastern time. And I like the London market. It's a little bit slower, but I can usually get in and get my money. I like to trade silver a lot lately. Silver's been really good to me. Gold has too. I'm trading the NASDAQ. So between those three, and I also trade copper some. So you got HG. So between those four is really about all I trade. This one is set up for NQ, and it's $1,000 contract on NinjaTrader. Per contract, $1,000 margin. And so most people can trade this. If you have, say, $5,000 in your account, you have to weather, maybe have a bad day, so you need a little bit of drawdown money. And, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job. Will it do these statistics every single month or every 60 days? No, it'll vary. Maybe the next month it doesn't do as great a job, or maybe it does more than what you can make in 90 days. You never know because it depends on how the market moves. This particular one does a good job, and really happy with it. I've been trading it quite a bit. So this day here we had a loss. The money you made on these 2 days, it took that money. But your graph is constantly going up on this, and that's what you want. Now, did I change the settings or so forth in order to make these numbers work? No, I did not. The template that I have been using for, well, since back in May is the same template that I'm working right now. The only thing different I've added was in the last week or two is just adding the wildfire filter in it. The wildfire is the vertical lines. And what it does, if you don't have a green line before a green signal, it won't enter. So like right here, we had red and red. And if we look, let me see if I can find one. Let's see here. Because they are in here. Just a matter of finding the ones that, let's see here. You'll find some that when you have the signal, it just won't enter. And it's usually right. Um, I don't see one here off the top, but yet it is usually right. And it filters out not every trade or anything, but there's some trades that it will just filter out and it won't let it trade, like right here. This is the green one, and there was a short, and it kept it out. It did not let it enter here. So and it really just kind of went sideways. It would have been a good trade possibly if you didn't stop there, but it will keep you out of some trades that you shouldn't need to get in. Again, is this a set it and leave it bot? Absolutely not. There is no bot on the market that you can just turn on and go to work and come back and be rich. It's just not going to happen. You need to learn some basics about the trading. Now, a lot of people will enter ahead of time. They'll see the trade and they'll base it on levels and so forth. And they'll see that, hey, this is going to be a really good trade. And they might get in up here because they can see the volume coming in. And they'll go ahead and enter manual short. So you can just click this. And let's say the bot entered the trade already. Well, if you want to add more position to it, then you just click manual short, and whatever your bot is set up to trade. If it's set up to trade 4 contracts, if you click this, it'll be another 4 contracts. So, but you can add to your position, and then the bot will take over, or you can go ahead and move your stops. Now, one thing I have added, there's 2 things. There's a move stop. So let's just say that if you're on 40, you want to go ahead and make this at, say, 50. Oops. I can make this right here to a 50. Let me just do it this way. We'll do, so right there it is. So there's 50. So, actually, it's adding. So if we do, we'll do 1 and then do 50. There we go. So, by doing this, if you're in a trade, every time you hit the move stop button, it will move it 50 ticks from your price. So if it's sitting on, say you're going up and this thing takes off, but your stop is still down here because it's not going to move, you can hit move stop and it will automatically move it 50 ticks away. So you could be chasing this that way. Another thing you can do is if you turn this on, if it is, say let's just say you have a flag, your profit target is here, and let's just say that your stop was here, and right here is price. Well, if you say, well, let's just say this is down here. Let's say you had a level that was right here. Let's just say right there was a level. Well, what you could do, instead of grabbing this and then moving it up like this, the only thing you have to do is have this on, and if you click right here, that flag will move right there. And if you want to move it a little bit lower, you click again and it will move it. You don't have to click and then hold it to move. You don't have to do that. So it makes it easier because when you're trading, you need things to work fast. You need everything to where as soon as you click, it's done. The less clicks you have, the better off you are. So even with your stop, if you're below the price and it's going in along, if you're below the price and you click, it will automatically move this to wherever that click is. So that is something that I added to the bots that really help it out. And there's a chop box on here as well, and I'm not going to go over on here. But you can draw that out, and the bot won't enter until it breaks out of that chop box, and it's actually pretty slick the way it works. I don't use that. I use my pause bot. If I see the chop in there, I'll go ahead and pause it and just kind of control it. It's what I will do, and it actually does a really good job though. I mean, just like this right here would have been a winner. This one right here, this is red, and there's a green signal. It would not have entered that long. So the wildfire kept it out of that losing trade. This one right here, it would have entered a short there and taken profit, a short here profit. This one here would have been one of those that you would have taken a small loss, break even, or a small profit because it started going sideways. As soon as you start getting this, you get out. You just don't want to end the trade. This would have been a winner, and we come over. Right here would have been a winner. This one right here would have been a loser. This would have been a winner, and just keeps on going. Here's a winner. This one would have been a small loss. Right there's another winner. There's a winner. Here's a winner. Right here's a winner. There's another winner if you missed that one. And here's another winner. I mean, so the market moves really good. Here's a winner. Right here is not a winner. It's not even a loser because we have a red. So you would have missed this trade because we have a red wildfire. And this one here, you would have missed this one too, but now we're turning green, so we would have missed this whole move right here because wildfire kept us out. So it's not going to be always 100%, but what you have to remember is if, when you look at this right here, you kind of have an ABC pattern, right there to there to there. You know it's going to probably go up to right on through here, so maybe you go ahead and manually enter this trade right here. Even with the wildfire signal like that, you do that, put your stop right there, and take the chance on it. It would have been a good chance. Or you wait for this to go up, and when it pulls back, you go ahead and get in the break of this high and take that one. Either way would be a good trade. So that's what we teach you as far as, should you actually take that trade? Should you allow that bot to enter that trade? You need to know what is coming ahead. Right here was a bot trade. This one right here may or may not have stopped out, but I would have stopped out up here and taken a small loss, and then this would have been my winner. There's another winner. You would be done at this point because right here is your first trade. There's 200, and this one you probably lost 100, so you've been at 100. There's 300, and there's 500. You would be done here, even though you still had another winner here. You still had another winner there, and you'd have missed this whole move. But again, if you miss the move, that doesn't mean that you can't get in on your own. A lot of times people will see this and then they'll get this red wildfire and they'll go ahead and enter the trade anyway. So you could have made money here once you taken the $200. Then this one right here, you could have got another 200. So this is what we want to teach you. A lot of people have the misconception of there's other companies out there that have bots. And, I don't know how well they do because I don't use them. But I do get a lot of people that come to us that have been there and they're not getting the proper training. They're pretty much just being told, turn this on, use these templates, and don't bother me. That's what I hear a lot from people. Well, with us, what I try, my main goal is for you to make money. And if you're making money, you're happy and your life is being changed. And that's what we try to do. Now, will everybody that signs up with Spy Money make money? No. Some people just can't trade and some people can't follow rules. But if you follow the rules and you do what you're told as far as, what I say, um, then you should be, profitable. That's not to say that you won't can lose money on a day or anything because everybody has a bad day. And what you have to do is you have to go back and learn from what you did, look at your trades, and see where you messed up. Maybe you didn't mess up at all. It was just a bad day of trading. And that's going to happen. I don't make money every day. There's some days I lose money. But the main thing is to make sure that you're making more money than you're losing so you can come out. Now, the lease itself is roughly about $80 a day or so. So if you make anything over $80 a day, give or take, and I don't have that exact number because the days change every month. But if I do, there's roughly 20 days in 20 trading days in a month. So right now, if you do that, that's going to be right at $80 a day. Uh, so anything over $80 a day is yours. So if you're making $500 a day, then that means $420 a day is yours. That 420 times 20 days a month is $8,400. That's a pretty good day, and that's only using one contract. That's $1,000 every time you trade. A lot of people will come in and they want to make $10,000 a day or $5,000 a day, but yet in their job they make $300 or $400 a day, and they work 8 hours for that. But when it comes to trading, $300 or $400 is not enough money, and that's where people mess up. They want to come in and they want to make thousands of dollars a day so that they can post their profits. Honestly, half the people, or over half the people, don't even post their profits because they don't want people to know what they make. So we have people that are signed up that aren't even in the Discord. They just use the program, they do their own thing, and then they go about their business. I don't even hear from them. And they're paying every single month, so they must be doing something right. You know, if they're not making money, they wouldn't be paying every month. And I have people that's been with me for years, and they're doing very well. So if this seems like something for you, then what you can do is go to my website, and I'll show you how to do this. Go up to the website, SpyMoneyLSC.com, and you want to click here on top in this tab that says the Ninja Suite. When you click on that, that's going to open it up, and you're going to have to read these 14 rules here. Now, once you read through these, if you agree to it, and only if you agree to it, then what you do is you just come up here and you just left click, drag all the way down and highlight it, and then you go ahead and right click and click copy. Come up here to the contact us, we'll open a new tab, and you're going to put your first name, your last name, email, and your phone number, and you're going to right click and paste. And this is a binding contract. I want you to understand this. And, you know, a lot of people don't understand that the bots are not set it and leave it. And the right, let's see, where is it? I've got it up there. Right here, number 10. The auto trading bots are not set it and leave it bots. You cannot turn these on and they make money. If you just turn them on and walk away, you're probably going to, you know, you're going to have winning days, and you're going to have some days that just make so much money you can't believe it. But then the other days you're going to have loser days. So what we want to do is risk management. We're looking for 50% of your trade. That's what we're looking for. You know, anyone that, you know, I don't know anyone that has ever joined our group that said $500 a day would not be something that they'd be happy about. You know, some people, you know, a lot of people want to replace their income, but they don't even make the money that they're trying to set their goal for. So let's just say that you're making, yeah, most Americans make anywhere from $300 to $400 a day. That's most. That's on an average. Yes, there's people that make 150, 200 a day, and there's some people that make, you know, 1,500, 2,000 a day. But for the most part, $300 or $400 a day is what most people will make. Well, if you make $500 a day, that's $100,000 a year roughly. You know, I think the national average is like $49,000 a year is just an average income for Americans. And you know, if you can make 500 a day, you're doubling the national. So, you know, can you do it? It's all up to you. If you follow the instructions and the rules and so forth, you know, I feel pretty comfortable that you could do this. But it's all depends on the person. Just because I do it, don't mean you can. But using these tools, you should be able to, you know, get your journey that direction and, you know, hopefully do pretty good for yourself. What do you get with the Ninja Suite? You're going to get all of these indicators plus a lot more. And I want to teach you how to use these indicators in order to make, you know, better decisions and maybe filter out some trades that aren't there. We have a trade copier. Most people honestly use the Replicante. It's using Flowbots, flowbots.com. They have probably well, in my opinion, they have the best copier on the market. and I think it's around 250 or something. Most of members in my group use that. My trade copier does a good job, but they keep changing the prop firms and I can't keep up with it. So I may take this completely out and not even use it and just let people buy the flow bots. That one does a very good job and they're constantly updating to keep up with the prop firms out there. Have a lot of different drawing tools and so forth. Here's a list of questions I constantly get asked. And if you read through these, more than likely your question will be answered. If not, send me a contact, give me your questions. If you need to talk to me, I do call people back and talk to them and explain things a little bit better. It's pretty much what I went over in this video. But if you just need to talk to a live person or something, just send me information that you're wanting to talk. Approximately when you want to have a conversation, I can't promise I can then, but we'll do our best to help you out. We do offer, well, not offer, we recommend some funded accounts. There's 4 of them. You can click on these. There's discount coupons down here that you can use. Get signed up on them. Our discounts are the best discounts that you can get. So if they're running a big special, our discounts will usually work with that as well. I usually get the best one. I would say that out of all of these, we have more people using Apex than any of them, and BluSky. BluSky, you actually get a real live trading account once you pass. You actually get a live one. Apex, you never get a live account. It's a sim account always, and they just pay you on that. So BluSky, you can't get as many accounts as you can with Apex. So really kind of depending upon you. Take Profit, we get a lot of people who use that as well. I don't think anybody's using UProfit anymore, so I don't know, but we keep them up there. It may work out for you. But if you have any questions, let me know. I know this is a long video, but I like people to understand what bots are and how they work, and is a bot for you? You see this right here, you can tell that there's a lot more trades in here than what we even let the bot take. We have found that when London session closes at 11 o'clock Eastern time, that the volume really decreases a lot. And then you have the U.S. Market makers are going to lunch. So usually they don't come back and start working again until about 2 o'clock. And then from 2 to 4 o'clock, you'll start getting some decent volume coming in. But that's not to say that at noon it don't just really take off. But usually from noon to 2, there's not much in there. If we just look at this right now on this particular day, see right here's noon. So noon to 2 o'clock would be right here. So there was one good move here. So there would have been a trade there and a trade here. And right here would have been the next trade and another trade. There's another winner. These are all winners. The next one, see, that wouldn't have been, this right here would have been the next trade. So a lot of good winners in there. This bot does an exceptional job. Something I've been working on for a good long time. And Coaster, this is what I trade with personally every day. I trade with the Coaster bot. I like it. It allows me to do other things, helping other people, working on the code and my business model. And what I do is, as soon as it enters a trade, you're notified through the sound. And then once you're notified, then you can just like stop what you're doing, step over to the bot, and control it. And you know what? Sometimes whenever it enters a trade, it's just a few seconds and it's already taking profit. I mean, it depends on the volume coming in, but sometimes it is. But usually, it will take profit usually within about 5 minutes. It'll usually have the profit taken and done on average. Not say it won't go longer, but for the most part. But it does a good job. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I hope this helps you understand how the bots work. And again, I'll post this up here one last time. A gradual increase over 60 days. It's done a very good job. And looking at this right here, it's been in profit all but this one day. It's been in profit daily. So, a lot of those prop firms are around $3,000. It looks like on
17, so roughly 20 days if you just let it run. But I think that you would have been actually right here. You would have been in profit right there on 6-7. So that's
what 2 weeks or so. If you just let the bot go and not touched it, you would have hit your profit target on this day here. But again, that's letting that just keep on trading. You might have hit your $500 daily goal and not lost money. So I don't know what each one of these days would have done. But that's where we are. I hope to see you in here. Once we get up to a certain amount, I'm going to shut the lease off again. So I just don't want a lot of people in here, and I want to keep a small group. So if you're interested, probably ought to go ahead and get in because real soon I'm going to go ahead and cut it off again. And then once I cut it off, I won't let anybody else in. I keep my group small. I want to be able to help people, know people, and be able to be a good mentor to the people in the group. I'm not looking to, like a lot of these companies out there, they're looking to get as many people as they can because they want that monthly money. And I do this more for the legacy. I don't really do it for the monthly money because I make my own money. But I want to share this with others, but again, to a small group, and that's why we'll keep it. Have any questions, let me know. You guys have a great weekend and happy trading tonight. See what happens when the U.S. Open or the Futures Open at 6 o'clock tonight. Have a great day.